with the diet thing. Maybe you cut out the ice cream, and then a couple of weeks later you say, "Wow, I lost 3 pounds," and then you cut out margaritas
No, wait, now you're
for a
getting
month. Yeah,
as long
that
as
was
you
the
don't say
first.
wine.
Did you push record?
Thanks for tuning back into Second Act TV. I'm back with Robert Manni for a segment that's a little different again today from what you usually hear from Robert. Robert, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, as most of our viewers know, you are one of our featured experts here on love and relationship topics. You're the author of The Guy's Guide to Love and the host of Guy's Guy Radio. We'll link to all of your information. What people maybe don't know about you yet, and we're starting to establish that as you do on your own podcasts and your radio show, is that you are really very much into health and fitness and wellness
Yes,
and longevity. And that, of course, is huge for our audience, for, the over 50 crowd. And especially as it relates to, we talk about dating and people not feeling good about themselves and
that's
you
right.
haven't gained weight, not feeling attractive. Well, a lot of that just has to do with taking care of yourself for a lot more reasons than just looking good. So, on our last segment, we'll link to that. We talked about the importance of starting, just getting up and
Yes,
starting, which is the
yeah,
hardest thing to do. And today, you have some good advice for us on in
okay,
that direction.
yeah. I think, as you stated so eloquently, that it's important not just for looking good or whatever, or for dating, but just for longevity. I think the key buzzword for boomers now is longevity. Everybody's trying to figure out a way to beat father time. Well, humans can live a lot longer than they do, but there's a lot of EMFs in the air, which is radiation. There's a lot of processed food. We just, and we come from a generation where the food we ate then is different than the exact food that we would eat now, because like chicken was different when I was a kid than it is now, and just so many things. And then we learn about, ketchup has so much high fructose corn syrup in it, but we get trained over time. It's difficult for people to change their habits. And I know so many guys who are over 50 who they eat, drink, work. They do everything the exact same way they did when they got out of college. And most of them are overweight and they're have sedentary lifestyles with the exception of maybe they play some golf, whatever, and then sometimes other guys will get into biking and this and that, and that's great. But I think the point is, it's never too late to do something for yourself. And if you want to live a long, healthy life, you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to say, I have to adapt a little bit. You can't do everything. Your body is going to, it can't do everything the exact same way. But your mind can be your biggest helper there. And the key is, if you want to start doing something, you have to take a couple of steps. You have to First, you want to go easy on yourself. You can do it anytime. Anytime you can start something new. So first decide what it is you want to do. What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get your cholesterol down? Do you just want to feel better? Do you want to sleep better? Do you want to become a non-smoker? Whatever it is, do a little self-talk and ask yourself, what do I want? What would be my priorities? Of course, everybody, want to be ripped and do great cardio and, have a great body and everything. But hey, listen, if you're 50 pounds overweight or more, whatever, that doesn't mean you can't do anything. But have a realistic conversation for yourself and say, what is it I want to do? And then when you decided that, give yourself some time. Say, how long? Because you want to make it more of a lifestyle choice than like, I got two weeks to do this. You're not going to get instant results, but you have to make that first step. And the first step, as you stated, is the hardest step. So determine how much time it's going to take. You're going to give yourself 3 months, 6 months, a year, or whatever. You probably get some results after about 6 weeks, but you're going to have to, do something and stick with it. But start slow, one step at a time. So set some goals. Okay, let's say I can't do any push-ups and my upper body feels weak. Whether you're a guy or a lady, start with, I'm going to see if I can crank out 5 push-ups, even if they're on my knees, and then do that for a week. And then after that, maybe you go to 8 and do that for a week. It doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you. The key is get started and stick with it. So some days you're not going to feel like it. At the beginning, maybe you take a day off. I don't recommend it unless you really don't feel good. Just get back at it, and after a couple of weeks, you're going to start to fall into a routine. And routines can be our helpers. Routines can be good. Some people say, "Oh, it's boring. It's routine. I'm going to change everything up." Great, but it's like some people. You're Keith Richards. You know how to. You get the antennas going. The music comes in. Other people need to learn how to really read music and learn classical music before they can be great rock musicians. And that's just how it is. So I would err on the side of, you're going to be the rule, not the exception. So get a program started. You also want to integrate your diet, wellness, your thoughts, your hydration, your rest. Ask yourself, okay, how much sleep do I get? How can I get more sleep? How much hydration do I get? I need to drink more, water, purified water. What's my diet like? How much processed food? Do I need to eat ice cream? Do I need to drink? What are the things I could cut out? Smoking. First, I was a smoker way, 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 way back when, and I got hypnotized. And then I realized that I had to do the work. The hypnotist is not going to solve your problem. They're going to help you solve your problem. And that's how I became a non-smoker like 35 years ago. So your thoughts are important. And also, if I think you need to also ask yourself some spiritual stuff like, what am I here for? Why should I even care? And if you realize that, everything's about God is everything, and, love is everything, and you have to love yourself. I know it sounds like I'm throwing a bunch of stuff out there, but if you can factor in or at least consider all those areas before you start any routine, starting with those 3 to 5 push-ups or whatever, you're going to be well on the way because you'll have considered all of those variables that are going to come into play at some point. Mm-hmm. Hydration is huge. Getting enough sleep is huge. Diet is huge. Getting started is huge. Another thing is keep a journal. Just write stuff down. You don't have to write a book about it, but say, okay, on this date I did 5 push-ups. I walked 2 miles. And then you look at it after a while and say, wow, I did it. I've been consistent. And now I'm adding to it. And before you know it, you'll get into a groove and you'll be able to really improve. You might want to work with a trainer at some point, but initially you're going to have to get yourself going. You're going to have to inspire yourself and make those first steps.
Yeah, what's interesting about what you say is that, and I want to make sure we emphasize that, is that you literally can get started doing something 5 minutes a day. If you're not doing anything at all, 5 minutes a day is better than nothing. And, as Robert said, be specific about, is it 5 push-ups? Is it 10? Is it 20? Depending on where you are. Is it walking a mile? Is it running a mile and a half? Again, wherever you are. Is it biking? But once you set up a specific time, a specific distance, and all of a sudden you're seeing progress and a little more, you're getting better and better. That is such a mental boost. It is such a mental boost.
And that's the biggest, your biggest muscle is going to be your brain.
Right.
When you're on doing one of these programs. But it's just consistency, and then you can start adding things to it. And with the diet thing, maybe you cut out the ice cream, and then a couple of weeks later you say, wow, I lost 3 pounds. And then you cut out margaritas.
No, wait, now you're getting
yeah.
As long as you don't say wine.
Okay. But you can still, let's say, okay, I can sip tequila, but no margaritas because too many calories.
There you go.
But whatever, you can, you find a way to just keep adding, make it additive and improving. And then it becomes, in a way, for me at least, fun where, okay, I've done this, check, what else can I do? And before you know it, you start to see results, and that's very inspiring. But
so inspiring.
The first step is the toughest one.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's funny. I was just I mentioned to you off camera. I used to train with Billy Blanks, and he and I just had a conversation yesterday. He's going to be back on Second Act, and he said almost the exact same thing you just did. Is that how he's 65. He just turned 65, and the man is incredible what he's doing at his age after hip surgery, after all kinds of stuff. But it's just that 5 minutes, and then the adding on, and all of a sudden you're just a different person. And I really want to make it one of our missions here on Second Act to keep coming up with programming like that, because I don't know what we need to motivate someone, because as you said earlier, longevity is the key. If you want to enjoy the rest of your life, You got to have your
Right.
health. That's all you have.
It's number one, number two, number three. You got to have that because if you don't have that, you can be miserable. And it costs with the healthcare system and all the challenges we have and uncertainties. You don't want to get sick. And the your best doctor is preventative.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah,
you want to take care
and
of
it's not that
yourself.
hard. Just like everything else out there, the fitness industry is geared towards younger people. I mean, there's a lot out there now for, but it's not the mainstream. It's we still have to search and find what's good for us and
Right,
what
because
really
people think
works.
they have to go, you're over 50. Well, I'm not going to go to boot camp. And I'm down here in Southern California and all the dudes are walking around, the millennials with their shirts off, working out in the gyms or running the stairs and all. And everybody's got the shirts off and everything. And everybody's so proud of themselves. It doesn't matter. Great. Good for them. You have to do what you have to do. And you take it, you love yourself and do one step at a time.
Right.
And don't worry about anybody else and don't compare yourself to anybody else. You want to live a long, healthy, fulfilling life. And the best way to do it is treat yourself well. And to treat yourself well is the right foods, the right fitness, the right rest, right hydration, right thoughts, and love yourself, love the world. It sounds sappy, but you know what? It works. And I'll bet Billy Blanks agrees.
He does. One of his big sayings is walk by faith, not by sight. Well, we're going to be talking about this a lot more and also give you some more, maybe some specific things. I'd love to hear from our viewers. What has worked for you? And, let's share information because that's really what it's all about. Sharing information, what's worked for you, what's worked for others, and, be maybe our own support system. So is there anything else you want to add on this segment, Robert?
As always, I just be good to yourself, love yourself, be good to yourself, and it's all about what you're doing is for your own benefit. So, enjoy it, and you don't have to torture yourself with the workouts. Just make it something that you're in it for the long haul, and you're taking care of yourself and being mindful along the way, and you start to see results, and you get more inspired, and you keep going. Just get started. Take that first step. Now, give me 10 push-ups now.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll see you on our next segment of Second Act TV. See you next time.
Thank you, Silka.
If you have an idea for a topic you'd like to have us cover, please visit our website, secondact.tv. On our homepage, we have a little red suggestion box in the upper right-hand corner. Just click on that, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.